Welcome to Chess TV, episode 21, Pawn Storms. Today is June 3rd, 2014. Today we're going to rock some kings right off of the chessboard. The rule today is, if they castle kingside, I castle queenside. If they castle queenside, I castle kingside. Otherwise, I'm still pawn storming them. So a pawn storm is where you just keep moving your pawns until they're checkmated behind them. You get your king out of the way on one side of the board, and then you roll the pawns on the other. So there's going to be some epic attacks. Hopefully they're not against me. Because the other thing that happens when you castle on the wrong side of the board, is they pawn storm you at the same time. So it's going to be pretty fun. So let's get started. Jump over to the chessboard, create a game. Let's start with a 3-minute game with a little bit of increment so that we have some time to see the chess pieces before they fly off the board. A little bit of water here. Welcome to episode 21 indeed. That means we've done 20 episodes. Wow, you're getting old. Now, it's true that no one really saw those first episodes. Let's turn down the sound a little bit. How does this sound? A little bit lower. I wonder if that's making a difference for you guys. I have a volume control here on my ear. Boom, boom, boom. Sounds like an earthquake for you. Okay, E4. Hello. Good luck. You're on camera. HTTP. This is much easier to type now that we're on Twitch because I don't have to type /channel. When I was on Ustream, it was much longer. What? Okay. I don't care. Trading and then castling queenside. I assume he's going to castle kingside, so I've got a surprise for him. I don't want to give away my plan too early, so I'm going to just pretend like I'm bringing out my pieces, but it's a fake. I'm not actually bringing them out. Oh, there he goes, kingside. There he goes. Oh, who cares about castling? Let's just pawn storm. So if I'm pawn storming, that's okay. I don't have to actually castle, right? Castling is optional in the game of chess. It's recommended, but not required. There are a couple of things in life like that. One of them is not smoking. I don't recommend smoking, but it's not required. You can smoke. So he's striking back in the center, the right thing to do when you're getting pawn stormed. But I don't agree that that's what he should do because I'm his opponent. The question is, use more pawns with g4 or just keep on going with h5? I don't really like capturing very much. So how about g4? Now it's become clear I should castle and not over here. So let's see what happens. Great attack going. He's going to trade. No problem. And castling queenside coming up. Game one's going to be such an awesome attack. So his rook can come down here on the open file. He can double up, triple up, but there's not a lot he can do. He can't penetrate on the 7th rank because of my bishop. Guess I'll close the center. That's always a good idea when you're... I could leave that and attack even faster, fiercer. I think I'll close it. When you're attacking on the side of the board, you don't want the center open. Because center is actually more important than side if you can use it. So you should focus on the center when you can. Now, I don't want to focus on the center. I want to focus on that king right there. Wait, let me get over to it. That king right there. Whoa, this is hard. I'm focusing on that, guys, right? That king. And so, I don't want the center to be open. Now, he's penetrating down to the 3rd rank, but that's like wasting your time completely. So I'm castling, and then pawns are gonna roll. Not just pawns, also heads. That knight does nothing. I could kick it, and I think I will. What is he doing? Now I'm thinking h5, h6 is the way to go here. But it could be g5, g6 also. H5, h6, he could close. He's gonna try to close no matter what I do. So... I guess no, I don't want his knight to come in here to f5, so I'll roll with the h-pawn. He's going to try to close it up, unfortunately. And it's difficult to break that open once he does. If I push one, he pushes the other, and vice versa. So that's not going to be a lot of fun. But there's still some chances to penetrate. If I come here, because his knight doesn't have any points of entry here. And this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Yeah, breaking back, fighting back in the center. Who cares? Who cares about center? He takes, I take with queen. Knight c6. Queen has nowhere to go. He takes my e5 pawn. Whatever. Let's see what he thinks of this. My attack is coming first, but it's a little weak. So what can we do about that? I'm not sure. I could jump inside and jump inside some more. That would be kind of fun. Go here. I'm not really breaking through. And the pawn storm is not as stormy as we were hoping that it would be. Knight will recapture on d4. I bet he doesn't like that. So what's he going to do? Bring his rook into the game somehow? I'm considering bishop f6. Yeah, knight here. Rook has to move. And then e6 falls, and the king starts to get weak again. This is good. Once e6 is gone, then my power on d5 is powerful. Power is powerful. Don't forget that. Oh, really? Oh, really? You're wasting your time, man. Wasting it. Your time. What if I take the rook and take the knight? No good. What if I take the knight, and then he takes my queen, I take his queen, then he trades rooks and takes my bishop? Then we are in a situation of nothingness. I don't get anything cool from that, sadly. Here. Yeah, there. 20 seconds left with a 1 second increment. That means we're going to have to move fast, starting with c3. So, boom. How is he going to save his rook? A tactic is winning and not a checkmate? How boring. I wanted to win by checkmate, so that's a delayed checkmate today. Alberto is going to have to lose some pieces first and then get checkmated. He doesn't like this tactic. This is called overloading the queen. Queen has 2 jobs to do, a lot like most women. Taking care of the family and a second job. Who invented that? 2 jobs is not fair. And now I get a free piece, so I'm okay with the trade since I have a zillion more stuff now. I think I want to just take this knight so to help the trading situation, continue trading. It also removes the defender from e6, which gains another tempo because the rook has to move, and it weakens d5. So this is just becoming very, very good for me, and just in time since I'm out of time. So that pawn storm, it shook him up a little bit, got a little bit of power here, but he mostly just shut it down with g6. And even though we were castled on opposite sides of the board, it was really the center falling apart and him putting his rook a little bit unstable on f2 that was his demise in the end. So he's totally lost here, and it wasn't the pawn storm we were hoping for, but it was still a great game, and we won, so that's something. At least I'm saying we won. I got 17 seconds left to prove it. Here? No. I guess check. I don't really like, but I guess I'll promote e6. I wanted to find a checkmate, but as soon as I covered f7, he would take h6, and there's no checkmate there. So we'll do a different strategy. This one's called make a new queen, and it's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Rook d8 check, pawn e8 equals q, which is code for I'm winning. Oops. Oh, I didn't see that. Oops. That makes things a little more difficult, doesn't it? And now I'm forked. No! This is actually going to be rather tricky to win now. But it's not my fault. I was the one that... it's my fault. I got a bad position instead of a good position. I traded my knight for nothing, traded my pawn for nothing. See if we can still win this. I'm still hopeful. Oh, I should have taken there, because his pawns are scary. What can I do? My pawn's going to get there a little bit before his. A lot before his, so looking pretty good. 2 pawns on the 6th, ain't nobody like that. Ain't nobody gonna like fighting 2 pawns on the 6th. There's a saying about 2 pawns on the 6th rank. Something about whoever don't got 'em loses. Yep, and in this case, that's my opponent. Okay, so that didn't work too well for him. I still have 6 seconds. Queen and rook and pawn ought to be enough to win. Please resign. Pre-move rook g2. Check. Check. Is he really going to play this out? Check. And check. And then queen h2 checkmate. Checkmate! Okay, what? What? Man, this is like the game of expecting to win in one move and then not winning. Now it's happening again, but he's going to run out of time. Am I really going to check for 50 moves? No, he's just going to run out of time. And he runs out of time. Good. Take that. Take that, Alberto. You don't deserve all that free stuff I gave you. You don't. Totally. Okay, let's go pawn storm someone else and let's make it even more epic. Now we need to 2-second increment because that got a little scary at the end. Permafrost jumped in so fast. How did he know? How did he know? So we're going to need to castle queenside. That's going to make this difficult. Because in this kind of structure, black really likes to castle kingside. So we'll just do it and we'll see what happens. Fianchetto. Is he going to play bishop g2? That'd be awesome. I've done that many times. And then just lost my bishop and my rook. Be careful with that. I've been there, and I have done that, as they say. Okay, so what he doesn't expect is castle queensides. He totally does not expect that, because black doesn't do that in this opening. Black castles kingside. But check out this attack. Here it comes. h3, g4, h4, h5. Oops. I mean h6, g5, h5, h4. It's weird being black. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Boop, boop. So how's everybody doing today? Let's check the chat. Hi, ChessWiz says Olith123. Thank you, Olith, for tuning in. I recognized your name from last cast, so appreciate you rejoining. Kind of like someone who lost connection. That's what you do when you lose connection, you rejoin. So should I castle queenside? It's a little bit scary up there. I'm still not used to camera being all backwards, but that rook way over there is dangerous, and I'd be putting my king right across from it. So maybe I should just wait in the center. It's a kind of a good strategy for faking out your opponent, because he thinks that I'm not being stupid, and I'm not going to castle here, which would be stupid, but he doesn't know yet if I'm stupid or not. So he's got a discovered attack on my rook with d5, but then I can block it, and nothing comes of it. So, oh, trades. How are we going to pawn storm this guy if he's trading with me? Take. That's not very good. I can't take the knight and then the rook, because he takes better things, and his bishop gets away. I can't take the bishop. Oh, I could take the bishop, and then I've got a fork, and then save my rook. Take the bishop, take a pawn, attack that, and then he saves, and then take on d4, which is hanging. That's pretty good. So he has to recapture, and then I trade there. I'll do this way. Pretty safe way to relieve the pressure. Now, relieve the pressure, that's not what we want to be doing today. We want to be adding the pressure. So let's see what we can do next to roll some pawns down on his king. It's tough to get the pawn storms going when you're not being crazy. Olith says, I was here every cast, says Olith. Well, thank you, Olith, and I knew that. But I appreciate you saying that. I love your streams. And the streams of living water flowing out from the, where does it flow? From the center of the city? Streams are nice. They're like rivers. Except smaller. Speaking of latest events, did you guys check out the Washington, D.C.? That's what WWDC stands for. It's Washington, D.C. if you have a stutter. That's actually Apple's Developers Conference, which started yesterday. Apple is the company that makes your phone if you own an iPhone, or your tablet if you own an iPad, or your other thing. They make a lot of things, and they're way too expensive. But anyway, they had a big convention starting yesterday for programmers, of which I am one. And they said, hey guys, we're programming, and here's what's up. New programming language is what they announced yesterday. Mind blown. This would be like if Europe and France, that's not right, United States and France got together and they said, okay, we're making Franglish so we can talk better. That's basically what they did. And they did the worst thing ever. They made up this language and they said, we don't need semicolons, guys. Now, if you know anything about programming, you need semicolons. There's a style of language called C-style programming language, which means it's normal because every line ends with a semicolon. So you know where the punctuation goes. If you forget your semicolon, they tell you. They're like, error, missing semicolon. So it's comfortable. It's normal. What did Apple do? They said they didn't need semicolons. This would be like if Franglish didn't have periods and all the sentences just ran together. That's what their new language does. C5 or E5? Or take. I can't castle at all. That's kind of a problem. I choose C5. E5 was better, and that's why I chose C5, because we're doing suboptimal moves today. Suboptimal means underneath optimal. Sub as in submarine, optimal as in better. What was I saying? So this new language, what did they call it? Swift. I'm serious. Swift, as in a language. Swift is a good word, but not for a language. I invented the word swift. When I was young, unlike now, I said, hey guys, want to play Swift? I made up this name, and it was going to be a game called Swift. And no one knew how to play, because I didn't invent how to play. I just invented that it was a game. And that was good enough. So everyone was like, yeah, how do you play? How do you play? And I was like, I don't know. How do you play? It was awesome. But Apple took that idea. And now I'm closing up the center so I can Pawn Storm. It's going to be awesome. So now Apple took my idea. You know, that's not the first idea they took from me. It's the second one. The first one was way better. Do you remember the Palm Pilot? Long time ago, before smartphones and phones of medium intelligence, there were Palm Pilots, which were like, well, they were called PDAs, Personal Digital Assistants, and they were from a company called Palm. But they were Palm was so ubiquitous, they pretty much owned the market, so they were just called Palms, basically. But a couple other companies, I mean, Sony made a couple of PDAs too, but no one cares about those. Should I trade knights and then knight f6? I do like my knight there. I should let him capture. And then to trade knights or just let him capture? Or what about pawn up? It is pinned, but then knight e5 is pretty strong. It is pinned. The queen moves, and then I could take. He takes there. I take his queen. What do you know? I'll do the risky move. I only have a queen and a king across from that rook. That's not very much, right? No. So let's see what happens. Should be good. I take the knight. He can't recapture because anything he would use is so valuable. King can't. It'd be in check. Queen can't. I get his queen. Now he would get my queen. I am pinned, but not very pinned because I could recapture the rook. We traded queens and I got his rook. So this should be good. If he takes my knight, maybe I'll just throw my queen away for his queen. Take, right? Or I could recapture here. No, that's no good. Okay, so I got his rook. And he got 2 pawns and the exchange back. Oh, I didn't see that fork. No. Now I'm not as cool as him. So what is the score now? I have 8 pawns. Wow, that's a lot of pawns, guys. I haven't lost any pawns yet. I should get an achievement for that. All my pawns are here. I'll go this way so that he has to defend that. Keep him busy. Keep him busy. Didn't keep him very busy, though. At least I got the open file. Lost a pawn, guys, but he only has 5 pawns, so this is still pretty good for me. How's my rook going to get in? I'll just move it in, see what happens. Do you want to trade? Okay, I see you have no pawns, so that's pretty good for me. So where was I? Palm Pilots were great. So I took one look at that Palm Pilot, and I said to myself, I said, this would be great if it were also a telephone. You know what happened next? Apple took my idea, and they made what they called the iPhone, but it should have been called my phone because I thought it up. All I didn't have was a multi-million-dollar company, that would be $1 billion company, to invent and manufacture it, but I thought of it. So we learned this lesson. If you come up with a great idea, that is nothing. If you do your great idea, then you make billions of dollars. So do your ideas, don't just think of them. And even if it's like a so-so idea, you can still lose millions of dollars with that idea. Out of time, permafrost, plus I've got the extra pawn. So let's take a quick peek at that game. Let's ask the computer about e4, because that sure was interesting, at forking 2 pieces and opening up my king and queen. So computer's going to analyze that. In the meantime, I'll get big. Do your ideas. So let's say you think up something. I'm going to make a chess website where you can play chess online. Someone did that. 2 people did that. So you don't have to think, oh, someone else has already done it, therefore I shouldn't do it. That's not true. Why? Because if someone else has already done it, that means it's a good idea. If no one else has already done it, then it's probably stupid. Just saying. Okay, here's all the mistakes and blunders. Permafrost made a huge number, and I made lots. But I'm interested in e4. I'm not interested in all those bad moves. e5 mistake, thank you. Hey, you say that was a mistake? That's not very nice. But it liked c5. But where's e4 in here, among all these blunders? Not that far in. There it is. e4, no comment. Knight, take. Inaccuracy, best was knight c6. Oh, he had it fork before trading. Interesting. And it says that I'm ahead by 1.35 pawns. Good. Thank you, computer. Thank you very much. Whoops, I don't want to play that time control again. I want to speed it up. So 2 minutes and 2 seconds per move is the new time control. Drink some water. Any kibitz of Stavanger, says Blitzstream. Any kibitz of Stavanger. Now, you've used a word I don't know, and that would be Stavanger. I think you meant the word stranger, but it still doesn't make any sense. Any kibitz of stranger? Here. Any kibitz of stranger? Any kibitz of Stavanger? Well, let me help you guys. Kibitz means to tell somebody else where to move. It's like, here's some advice, and you'll get kicked out of the tournament if you do it. By the way, my brother did this. He was watching a game in a tournament, and he was like, oh, this is just a casual game because they're off in the corner. And then someone moved his rook. He's like, you should have moved your rook there. And then they said, this is a tournament game. You can't do that. So that's called kibitzing. Don't do it at tournaments. Stavanger is the big tourney. Lol. Well, thank you for saying lol. That makes me feel better. I know what a tourney is. That's a tournament. I feel stupid. Thank you, Blitzstream. Stavanger is the big tourney. Carlsen plays there. This is going to be hard to castle queenside on, so I will still play it because I like to do hard things. Carlsen plays there. I know Carlsen. That's going to be Mr. Magnus Carlsen. I watched his video of him playing himself when he was 20, which was cool. I wish I could do that, but that's so long ago we've lost the records of myself when I was 20. So I can't play myself when I was 20. For the rest of you, you can go on there. If you search the interwebs for Carlsen plays Carlsen age 20, you'll find a video of himself insulting himself. It's a lot like me. Bishop here, maybe. I don't know. I should trade. The problem with this opening is that I'm not castling queenside. So does this count as a pawn storm? Yes. Watch me not castle queenside anyway. It's going to be awesome. Carlsen plays there. So I know that's Magnus Carlsen. Magnus is short for Magnetic Carlsen because he's so cool. Everyone is drawn to him. Hence the magnet. And then there's a link. How did you put a link in my stream? That could be spyware. Amazing. Ustream, which is where we used to stream. What did they do? They blocked all links, which was pretty annoying, actually. Save my bishop, right? I don't want to lose my best bishop. So I'll just pull it back there. What he doesn't know is I'm casting queenside, but maybe he knows that now because I just put my bishop where my king belongs. We'll see what happens. Playing a computer and pretend it's Carlsen at 20 is foolish. You're right, Ornikar. Magnus Carlsen is foolish. You tell him. Why don't you just play him at chess and beat him a couple times? Because he's foolish. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about at all, Carlsen is like the world's best chess player, and he's a person. But there was a computer program that they were pretending was him, but pretending is the key word. They were only pretending. So I'm playing h3, g4 so I can pawn storm, because that's the name of the cast. Totally, Thibaut. We've got a conversation going in chat. Totally playing a computer is foolish, and it's not spyware, it's the live coverage. Well, that's very kind of him to provide live coverage. What you guys should do is leave ChessWhiz TV. I mean, why would you watch this guy anyway? And go watch Stavanger, which is a cool name for something. Look at these pawns. This is going to get exciting. Attack the knight, and then trade everything. Take this one. Oh, this one's free. That's pretty good, but this one's hanging. G4 is hanging. E5 is free. Take F5. Take F5 once, and then push with the other. That looks kind of fun, but when he goes to F7, I can't take E5 anymore. I do want to open it up, though, because his king's over there. I'll close it so that I can open it. That is the logic of the chess world. Knight f7 is forced, I assume. I'm just sharing some chess from the top GM of the world. It says, oh, it's not forced, huh? It says Blitzstream. Okay, Blitzstream, you're allowed to do that. You guys should go watch the best chess player in the world. And I'm serious. I would go watch it. Wait a minute. I could go watch it. Why are we playing chess? We could go watch the best chess player in the world. Plus, the queens are going to get traded off the board here. And then I'm going to lose this pawn. That's stupid. The best player in the chess world, the best chair, I would sit in the best chair in the chess world, would not do this. So, where was I? Right here in an empty room. Do you see anyone over here? Hey, there's no one in the room. I'm all alone, talking to a computer. That's cool. Take. I'm getting free stuff. I'm doing it. Okay, our opponent Allegria. Oh, it's Italian. Allegria has given away things. I now have 3 things. That's knights and bishops. He has 2 things. I just gave away a rook. Oh, nope. I ungave it away. Look at that. Discovered defense. That's what I call awesome. And he's utilizing a pin. Tactics are flying. But I'm ready for that. Oh! Wow. I only have 1 legal move, and it's a dubious one at that. So now he's going to win a piece. Wow, clever, clever opponent. If only I were him. That's my only legal move. And then he picks up the bishop. So now he's ahead by 2 pawns. 1 pawn. 1 on each side of the board, which makes 1. Because there's only 1 side of this chessboard, and that's the middle, which is where I have my extra pawn. So let's see what we can do. Roll some rooks into the game, finally. This was not a pawn storm. Pawn storms are harder than you'd think. Rook belong behind past pawn. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I guess. We've got a nice conversation going here in chat. Maneuver my knight to a better location. Go watch the stream of better chess players. That's a good idea. I'm looking at the chat here. It looks like I'm looking at my face like some kind of... Uh-oh. Oh, I should have been looking at my knight. When you come on Twitch, there's 2 channels with more viewers than this channel that are actually streaming those games. Oh, well maybe I should stream those games, guys. Then people would watch me instead of this losing chess. 150 viewers yesterday. Congratulations, Splitstream. Good job getting 150 viewers. I'm going to resign this game. Wait! He just gave away his bishop. Maybe I won't lose. I'm only down 3 pawns, which is going to become 3 queens. So maybe I should still resign. Maybe. But I've got a chance if I take a7 and I take b6, and then I promote this pawn before he moves 4 times, then I can win. I can win. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be impossible. I resign. Okay, guys, let's go check that out. Twitch.tv/chesswiz. And then we'll go pull up this chat here. I don't want sound from that thing. And can you see the chat over here? Yeah, let's hide me. I'm gone. Where did I go? And the chat doesn't have the link. So I have to be magical. chess24.com/n/watch/live tournaments/Norway. Hey, stop typing. Chess 2014 /1/1/1. Okay, we just typed an entire URL, and now we're going to be cool like all those other streams. I'm sorry to say, Blitzstream, that Twitch wants 500 people average, so it's going to be hard to get a partnership with 150. But that's still pretty good.
Okay, I'll go here. I'm very concerned about your f5.
Might do anyway.
Yeah, I'm concerned about your f5, dude.
No, I'll take it. No.
Yeah,
You didn't read the whole thing.
Mm.
That's true. True. I can't
Yeah,
fight them.
you're right.
I don't know.
Yes, I can.
But
No,
if
I'm
you
not
let me
saying-
play f5, you're going to be in trouble, right?
I'm going to be in trouble if I
If
play
I let you
f5.
play f5 any position, I'm
It's
in
an
trouble.
illegal
I know this
move.
from
This
experience.
guy looks like my friend
No, I'm not
Dave.
sure. I don't think Seaman is seriously worse, but I still think White has.
Did you
a
just
little
call
more
the
to
guy
work with
Seaman?
here, like Rook b2, Rook b1, something could happen.
Wow.
But I do agree that he's very much in the game, of course.
Yeah, me too. He's
And
definitely in the
having
game.
a good thing after King g2. No,
King g2?
kind of like
That's
you
already
move
been
knight
played.
d7 too. You got to cover the
Yep.
b6 square
Because then f6
sooner or
f5 is
later
actually
anyway.
legal.
So yeah,
Definitely.
It's time to...
it's time for Anish Giri to make a move. This
I'm
election.
really getting
Anish Giri.
slightly concerned about
Yep.
Anish Giri.
I'm concerned too.
Why is
Yeah,
he
that's a
taking
great
so
name.
long to play 6? Is he seeing ghosts?
Yes, he probably is.
Is he thinking about other things?
That could be
What's
Did he
going
fall
on?
asleep?
Did he
We don't
fall
know what's
asleep?
going
If
on
he
there.
fell
Could have
asleep,
fallen
would
asleep.
somebody wake him up?
Yes, I'll
So
do
he
that.
lives on time.
Wake
Right.
up! Wait, where am I?
It's almost
Wake
5:30 and we
up!
promised
Why are you looking at
our
a chessboard and not
many
moving?
Spanish chess fans,
'Kay,
especially,
so now
they're really
let's go to
all
Twitch
over the world,
TV.
'cause Paco Vallejo, who will join us shortly, is of course beloved in many places, mainly Spain.
We're searching for chess.
And he will be on the show very, very quickly,
Yeah, be
sharing
quiet.
all his
Be quiet.
2700 wisdom.
Boom! You are gone and I am here. So I've just searched for chess and we can see Norway Chess, ICC, and ChessWiz TV are the top 3 streams. I'm in 3rd place, guys. Now that is out of 3, but still 3rd place. So that's pretty good. And how many people are watching me? 10 viewers. So it turns out your viewership kind of gets sucked out of the room when there's 1,000 times better chess going on. So let's go play bad chess because I don't want to watch. I want a pawn storm. I got stuff going on here. We're going to take the increment out and make it really fast. So if you guys want to see actual good chess, you should go to this link here. You just have to type this, which you can't see. chess24.com/n/watch/live-tournament/Norway chess 2014/1/1/1. Good luck with that. That's right. You're stuck right here. And then you can go watch grandmasters play chess instead of doofuses like me. So everybody's over there. This is called the Elephant Gambit for a reason. The problem is no one knows the reason. D, I could take everything. I'm up in your house taking everything. You've got 40 viewers, bro. Yes, I see 37. Thank you, but my thing says 10, so who am I going to believe? Chatter saying 40 or my thing? That's right. That's right. So my book says c4 would be awesome, kicking the queen because I take a huge center. The problem is, then how am I going to castle queenside? The answer is I shouldn't be castling queenside, but I'm going to make it work. Take the center and castle queenside. I don't know how to see how many viewers I have really. I don't trust my equipment here because it says 10 viewers, and that's obviously wrong. Whew, check me, how dare you? I'll block that check and give up a pawn over here, and then I'll bishop f3, and he'll be moving his queen even more. This should be fun. I don't want to castle kingside because that wouldn't be a huge pawn storm. So instead, we're going to give up the g2 pawn and then attack him, because that's the plan for the day. Do I need to save my knight? Do I? I don't want to. I want to keep moving out my pieces. Take. I lose a pawn if I don't recover it. I guess I'll do that. Okay, well, I've got good news, guys. Blitzstream is watching, and he's not going to. Actually, he's so cool. He's probably got double monitors set up. He's probably got like the Grandmaster's over here and ChessWiz over here. That's probably what he's doing. And he's got 2 ears, so he's probably listening to both at the same time too. You guys should check out Blitzstream's channel. Here's how you find it. You type Blitz, which is hard to spell. It's got a Z, B-L-I-T-Z. Then you type Stream in the search box, and you'll find him. He's a strong player, stronger than I am. Now, he's not as good as Carlson or those other crazy guys who were talking over me. I was not talking over them. They were talking over me. They just didn't know it. But he's still a very good player. 2274, if I remember correctly. And that's FIDE. I don't even have a FIDE rating. That's how good he is. So he streams Mondays at 1700 GMT, which breaks the clock. And it's only once a week, but it's for a long time. He streams like all night long. If you're in a time zone that's night, it's all night long. So how are we going to checkmate this guy if he does not take on g2? Come on, man. I'm giving you a free pawn. He's giving me a bishop for a knight, which I think I'll take. I'll take a bishop for a knight. I don't want to castle queenside. It's all exposed over here. But that's my plan, and I have 30 seconds. So actually the time's going to be a huge problem because I turned off the increment. So it's going to be tight. Ready? Set. Oh, queen against queen. Take. That wasn't very good for him. I do have only 19 seconds, but now his queen's under attack and he needs to take my knight. He just blundered away his queen. So I guess I'll castle kingside. I broke the rule, guys. Sorry about that, but I need to move really fast because I only have 15 seconds. Good move. Throw away your bishop. That was good considering the time. Your knight's pretty trapped. Still pretty trapped. Whoops! Too far. I need to be pre-moving here. Pre-moving. Yeah, he's in trouble. Out of time. My position is better, and that really helps when you're out of time. That was too much of everything. So we're gonna play 0 and then an increment of 5 seconds. This is kind of fun, guys. Playing with 0 or 1 minute, but then also adding a large increment. You should try it because you basically can't stop to think unless you save up some time first. But once you do, French defense. This is always a fun one to castle queenside on. He just gave me a piece. That's going to make things easier. And now I have 12 seconds, so I can move a little slower. What just happened? I got a noise in my ear. Decline that noise. Why is he moving so fast and so badly? This is quite a mystery. I picked up a free bishop on g5, and so I am horribly ahead. Horribly winning. All I have to do is castle myself. Now this is totally violating the spirit of the episode, which is pawn storms, because the only sensible thing to do here is to castle kingside and get out of all this pressure. That's the only sensible thing to do. However, if I do it, I will be breaking the rule of the pawn storms. So we'll see what we can do about that. We will see. 19 seconds plus a 5-second increment. We are doing just fine, guys. Just fine. Whoa, he's throwing away more material. I don't think this works very well for him. It's true I can't take because it's pinned. See that? Illegal move. But I guess he got the exchange in exchange for the exchange. Whoa. Yep, that's what he got. Bring my rook out here. Maybe here. Yeah, this isn't very good. I sure didn't pawn storm him. This just goes to show you can't pawn storm every game. If someone throws away a bishop, it's hard to take down. Epic games. Epic games. But at least you can win a game of chess this way. So I'm reading the chat, and the chat has everything to say, which is pretty fun. Trade off this pawn to open up some lines for my extra piece. Some people are watching some other things on television. Like, ooh, that was just about a checkmate down there. Good thing I have this random knight protecting rook e8 checkmate. That was pretty lucky. And now I'll capitalize on my good luck with rook to the 7th. Now he's trying to do a trick, and that trick is chase away my random knight. Not going to permit it. Yeah, my position is so good. Plus the 5-second increment. I can't lose. So I've got to change the subject so that you guys stay interested in the cast. Because right now, I mean, the chess is not even interesting to watch. There's nothing going on except black is slowly grinding away his opponent and winning the chess game. So what is there to talk about? Well, are we completely out of subjects? Has the human race run out of topics? No, there's certainly something to discuss. Certainly something important. There's always politics, right? Yes, it's a great idea to discuss politics on stream. So here's what we can say about politics. There's no such thing as a free lunch. And it's basically a politician's job to give you a free lunch. So obviously there's a contradiction. I get emails from my congressperson, and for you guys outside the United States, you don't know maybe what congress people do, but I'll tell you, they send emails and they say, I'm so great, good job electing me. When I come up for re-election, elect me again. That's basically what the emails say. And here's how they say it. We spent all this money for you. As if that's a good thing. Elect us again. I mean, I'm not kidding. I mean, the last email was like, we convinced them to invest, that's always the word they use, in jobs, because that's a big thing around here, getting enough jobs to go around. Like, I want to work harder. In our fisheries, I think that was the latest thing. Are you trying to checkmate me? Keep trying. Keep trying. And so now we're going to use public funds to clean up our fisheries and make new rules about them, as if we need more rules in the world. That's actually like why I should re-elect him, because he made more rules. My pawn, this one's going to be the one that queens here. This is all very interesting, but I don't think he can stop this pawn from queening. Not very well. About to make a queen. Yep. And I'm like, no! If you're doing those things, that costs money. Now, where's that money come from? They're printing it out of thin air? Well, actually, yes. But in reality, somebody has to pay for that. And who's paying for that? People like me. People like me are paying for it. And so did I really want to clean up those fisheries and make new rules? Maybe I did, but I sure didn't get to choose. Those guys over there play again, and this time it's going to be a way bigger pawn storm. So this time, what? No! 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 I forgot about the 0 amount of time I had, and you just stole my rating points. You took them. Oh, okay. So we're going to castle queenside. How are we going to do that? This guy plays these crazy openings. This'll do it. He will never suspect anything. Normally, white plays on the king side, but what he doesn't know is that I'm taking his job today. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, hold your horses there. I'm the one pawn storming here. Slow down, boy. Whoa. Whoa. I'm getting out of here. I am moving over to b7 with my king, because it's not safe here. Moving. I will see you later, pal. You can attack the king side all you want, but there ain't no king on the king side. Skyrate says, let me mute this. I am really hoping that he's talking about those grandmasters and not the estimable chess whiz. I'm really hoping he's not saying let me mute chess whiz. That would be sad. I should bring out these pieces, but I see free things, and I can't resist them. Now he's pawn storming me over there. It's like this guy doesn't stop. He's taking my job. He's taking my jobs. He's like the immigrants who the politicians think I need to pay more money to elect. Now you might think, based on that rant, that I am a Republican. And to that I say, I deny it. Because some people on this stream are not Republicans, and maybe I'm one of them, and I don't want to antagonize anyone. Nothing worse than an antagonized stream watcher. I got my king to b7 as I promised, so the next step is to trade these two knights for that knight and bishop. Does that look possible? Doesn't look very possible just yet, but wait and see. Uh-oh. Queen takes d5 is checkmate. That's not good. That's very bad. Clever move. This chess is falling apart. Wow. Oh, thank you, Skyraid, for clarifying that on chat. You're finding a way to drive away my queen so that I will get checkmated. I don't want to get checkmated. Maybe if I block like this, then I'll have more defense. Uh-oh, no, rook c7, a checkmate. No, well that was a legitimate loss. This guy actually did to me what I was going to do to him, which was pawn storm me into the ground, and that was pretty cool. Now he's spectating himself beating me. And you can't see that, but let me help you. Whoops, back. Okay, see down here, it says spectators, and it says Hailsar, which is the guy who beat me. Okay, what's going to happen? This is frustrating, right? So I'm going to crank it down to 1 second. This is how I relax, deep breath. When I just lose games I shouldn't have, then I just move instantly, and then lose games I shouldn't have much more quickly, and that's much more relaxing. Yes, I'm already castle queenside, so the pawn storm comes next. That was interesting. And by interesting, I mean really stupid. Okay, here comes the pawn storm. f4, f5 for starters. That doesn't do much. How are we going to step it up a notch? I'm sad to say we might not be able to pawn storm this game. We're not pawn storming, guys. We're just going to win with the extra free piece. We're going to have to content ourselves with that. Wow. Pretty good position for me. Let's play again. We're on the same side. If you're a Democrat, I'm a Democrat. If you're a Republican, I'm a Republican. And if you don't care, I just lost on time. Thank you, Joy Division. That was a brilliant move. Bishop g5. Double exclam, in my opinion. Whoa. Kind of like that bishop g5, wasn't it? Kind of. Wow. Speedy games are just the most awesome epic games ever. So here's how you can tell I'm on the same side as you. What color does it look like you are playing this game? Which way are the pawns moving? Forward. For white. I'm white too. That's because we're friends. So we're definitely allies, and I'm getting attacked. Wow, you're really opening up the center. But what you don't know is that you just lost your center. That's pinned, and it's going down. Check. Ha! Trade. What do we have here? I have one extra pawn. Oh, I have two extra pawns. Pretty good for me. Very good for me. 3 extra pawns. Trade some rooks. I might have missed a few tactics there with his king running around with like a chicken with its head cut off to do even more. I'm actually going to be super passive with my rook. Don't do this at home. You should not do that with your rook. You should use it for useful stuff. But this holds all my pawns. And since I am so ahead, that's why I'm doing it. It's because I'm so ahead. If it were a close game, it would be bad. In fact, it is bad, so I'm stopping it now. I'm going to go take this one. Interesting position. Your position is great. You have the most advanced pawn, but not for long. I have the second most advanced pawn. Whoop, now I have the most advanced. Yeah, you're pretty toast. How are you going to stop that now? I guess I'll go here, and then I'll queen. Delay my joy for one move against Joy. Is Joy Division your real name? I'm ready for that. Oh, yeah. Now that's never going to work against you again. Against me. Never, ever. So I just picked up another free piece. Whatever happened to pawn storming? Okay, we've got to hold true to the episode here, so I'm going to pawn storm on the queen side. It's true there's no king over there, but we have to pawn storm. So a pawn storm we will have, which is pawns, pawns, pawns. That kind of fell apart, right? Apparently you shouldn't just do that, but it was fun. There went the pawns on the queen side. There they went. There they went. Oh, bishop check, and you win my queen. Oh, you missed it. Bishop takes f7 would have been a brilliant move that you didn't play, and now you're out of time. Fix my badness at chess by stopping to play. That is a great, great idea. And now you're mentioning the book My System. You ordered the book My System. I have something to say about that. So Skyraid is actually interested in improving his chess. Skyraid is someone on the chat here. Don't take my d-pawn. Good. Open that up. Whoa. What's happening? Bad moves are being made in quick succession. Let's just double everything up in here. Wow, nice pawns there, Black. Did you invent that yourself? Go back here. Should we just trade? No. Why would I trade with you? You trade with me, and I get my king out a little further. Here. Now we'll trade. I don't want to give you better pawns, though, because I like your pawns being horrible. Okay, so can I win this position? I think maybe I can, even though everything's even, because those pawns are so bad. Yeah, I'm going to put him in Zugzwang, which is code for he wants to move and can't. A lot of people say Zugzwang because they can't pronounce German, but it's Zugzwang, and I think it's German. See, look at that. He didn't want to move, but he had to. Now, same thing again. He has to move, and he resigns. So take a look. No legal moves without losing stuff. That's what's cool about having a horrible pawn structure. So I have a message for you. Abort! Let me get my message for you. Do you know why I'm so good at chess? This is why. Let me pull out and out. I've got the perfect thing right here on my desk. See how it's on my desk? Look, I'm reaching to my desk. Now watch this. 21st Century Edition, My System, by Aaron Nimzovich. This book will make you smarter. It's a great book. It's heralded by many. It tells you not to move your piece twice in the opening, just like Chess Whiz. It tells you to blockade isolated pawns, just like Chess Whiz. It tells you to put your rook behind passed pawns, just like Chess Whiz. So if you'd rather not watch Chess Whiz, you'd rather read a book, you should read My System by Nimzowitsch. And I don't feel bad recommending that book because Nimzowitsch is dead. And so I'm not pumping his book unnecessarily. Olith says I am German. Okay, but then you can probably pronounce Zugzwang. I didn't mean everyone. How are we going to castle queenside in this game? I don't know, but it's important. Oops, knight c6 would have been better for that. We can make it happen. Exchange Frenches, you can castle queenside. Oh yes, open up my kingside. Ah. He's getting ready for a pawn storm. But also, as am I, getting ready for a pawn storm. Check it out! Oh. Okay. Pawns will begin storming. No! No! It's going to be awfully hard to pawn storm now. I guess I'll still do it. Oops, I don't have any pawns. Oh, my bad. That's part of the plan. Having no pawns is the solution, not the problem. He's escaping. That's funny. Spelled just like the word escape. If you've watched Finding Nemo, you found the sign that said escape. That was a great movie, but in its time, it was amazing cutting-edge graphics because they used all these polygons for the water, and now it just looks lame. That's what happens when you enter the future. Let's see what I can do to his position here. His king is kind of open, as is mine, so anything could happen. Now, I did lose a free knight on f6. Oh, look at that. That looks like a nice attack. Hey, it worked, guys! I did a real pawn storm. Now, I did give away a knight for free by mistake, but it was still a pawn storm. Because, look, I have no pawns over here. Yes! Celebrate with me, viewers of Chess Whiz TV! A successful pawn storm. Let's play one more successful pawn storm, and then we're going to call it a day. Episode's a little bit short today because it's a little bit lame today. But next episode is going to be all that much more awesome. Because next episode, we're going to play chess. That's right. It's chess next episode. Mystery episode. What's going to happen? Well, you can count on chess. Other than that, you're going to have to tune in and find out. Hard to learn chess and surgery at the same time, says Skyray. That is very true. What you could do is perform surgery with your right hand while playing chess with your left hand, but I doubt the patient would appreciate that. Dark Tranquility has left the game, so we'll have to start a new one. Starting a new game right now. This is your last chance to play against Chess Whiz on Chess Whiz TV before we're signing off because this is the last game. Checkers GM. Checkers GM, that's a fake because General Motors does not manufacture checkers. That's a fake because Checkers doesn't have grandmasters. Now, you would think here that Blackwood Castle... Oh, man, why is he doing this? How am I supposed to pawn storm? How am I supposed to pawn storm if you're giving away stuff? Checkers has no grandmasters, so there's no way you can be a Checkers GM. But maybe his name is GM. Maybe he is a Checkers. Maybe he's from Czechoslovakia. Or maybe he's a grandmaster and his name is Checkers. This would be pretty scary to castle queenside into these pawns. Don't you guys think? Would that be smart? Castling into these pawns, pawn storming, he kind of has a head start. So I'm not going to be stupid. I'm just going to pawn storm without castling. That's the way to be smart on Pawn Storm's episode. Okay, those pawns look very friendly. Certainly nothing bad will happen to me. Man, this rule about pawn storms is kind of making things dangerous for me. Because the same thing to do would be to castle kingside, open up the center, and just win with my extra pawn. But we can't do the same thing. We have to be adventuresome. Definitely want to close the center, since my king is still in there, for a reason. for a reason. And what is the reason that my king is still in the center? Because of the stupid rules. F5 and G. I can't get my G pawn if he moves knight G5. But I'll still do it. I gotta pawn storm him. Yeah, no, I can't. But I could pawn fork him. Yes, and this is just like that other game with the queen e7, king e8. He pins me. I take a bishop. He takes me with check. Oh, and then he gets out of. He escapes. It's not going to work. Okay, this is the critical castling queenside moment. Brilliant. And now I am really hosed because knight e6. Whoops! Oh, gotta rescue that knight. Yikes. It's such a powerful piece. So we've castled opposite sides. Oops, there goes a pawn fork. Oh, thank you. Wow, this guy's being real friendly. Skipping a lot of moves that would destroy me. If he took with a pawn, he'd be attacking two things at once. I can only save one of those things, and the other thing would become thingless. That would have been pretty bad. So we castled queenside, kingside, opposite sides. That's worth something, but the pawn storm wasn't really the reason we won this game. Although we did win. Because an extra bishop is pretty good. And this is the final game. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I have no idea how many people are watching because my machine still says 10. So I'm going to have to upgrade my machine to machine 2.0 to find out what's really going on. But 10 could be a lot of people. You know, we could have 10 people. If you want to get updates and information about ChessWhiz TV, you should go to lichess.org. That's lichess.org. And then up here in the navigation bar you can't see, there's a button that says Teams. You click Teams. Then you click All Teams over here. I didn't run out of time, did I? No, he did. And then there's a search box behind the overlay. Let's move that. And you can type TV because ChessWhiz TV is the only TV you'd ever want to see. Whoops. And then you can click ChessWhiz TV. Then there's a big join button. And here you can see upcoming episodes. So here's today's episode. Pawn Storms, that's what we're doing right now. And there's sometimes threads about the episodes. The last one was about Matrix, which you guys missed. But if you want to see Matrix, who's a national master, go watch episode 17. That's in the YouTube channel. Let me teach you how to get there. It's really, really hard, wow, to get to the YouTube channel, not upload. And here's why. Because you search for ChessWhiz, and what happens? Showing results for Cheese Whiz. Showing results for Cheese Whiz. And then one man, one jar of Cheese Whiz. I, Furious Pete. That's not an I. And then we get all this cheese stuff. That's not what you want. I am not Cheese Whiz. I am not Cheese Whiz, Google. And then you have to click search instead for ChessWhiz. That's annoying. So I might need to rebrand myself to not Cheese Whiz so that you can actually find me in the search. But there I am with 19 videos. Don't subscribe to the channel because if you subscribe, here's what happens. You get an email every time there's a new episode, a new video, which is a new episode, which happens every couple of days. So you're going to get spammed. So unless you like spam, you probably shouldn't subscribe. Unless you want to hear, oh, it's Tuesday again, a new video. Oh, it's Thursday, a new video. Oh, it's Saturday, a new video. Because that's what's going to happen. Because if you look right up there, you'll see the schedule. It's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Am I cut off? No, I'm not cut off. And that's a lot of episodes. So you're going to get a lot of email if you subscribe. But that'd be cool. You can subscribe if you want. That's all the updates and information. Next episode's going to be real surprising. So whatever you're expecting, that's not what's going to happen. But you don't want to miss it. So that's 3 p.m. GMT, which is 8 in the morning Pacific and 11 in the morning Eastern. Don't miss it. This has been ChessWhiz TV, guys. Thanks for watching.